I've done it. Look at me.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Okay. Let's do full screen and then we can get going because it is 11:35 and I know everyone is super busy. So I'll start. Nadia, why don't you introduce yourself first because you're the one who's brought everyone here today. So why don't you introduce yourself and then I'll go.
Yeah, so I'll start by saying thank you everyone who's here. It just reminds me of myself when I was hearing about these things and trying to understand it. And I was fortunate enough to find many communities to understand the ecosystem and learn. And now I just want to do the same thing with Tunisian women. I mean, honestly, I want to do Tunisian, French, any woman I meet. I speak French, English, Arabic. So any woman who can understand me, I do this from home. So I'm here to empower you along with all the communities that I belong to. My name is Nadia. I go with a mompreneur in Web3. So there's a fun thing in Web3. If you start, you can just pick a name and start with it and use it. And you can make that name more famous than yours. Like people know the mompreneur more than Nadia. Mm-hmm. So today we have Heather with us. I'm grateful for this woman who solved many problems I had without even like talking one-on-one. We were in the same group and I was just like so excited wanting to like learn and connect, like teach and connect with every new woman, but it was like overwhelming because I did not have a system. And Heather, what she did, she made a group called CoinQueens when she brought us all together, all the women who have knowledge in this. And then she's like, I got you. I will help you. This is all free. She's not paid. I'm not paid. So she's the one good at doing the presentation. For example, like that's the thing. I have the skill to teach one-on-one in groups and everything, but I'm not gonna lie. I do not have the skill to be doing a full presentation to at least, let's say, the 16 people here. So I'm grateful for her. And this is also to show you how the Web3 can actually make you connect with other people so you can collaborate and make these things happen. And for me, I'm going to take you after this event in groups and we will have, even if you don't speak English very well, don't worry. The point of doing this is to then translate it to your own language that we both speak. So we're not expecting you today to like be an expert or understand everything. Disclosure, it will be a little bit overwhelming. You will hear a lot of like new words and everything. Don't worry, we're here. We have a whole like 3 weeks program after to get into everything. I give it to you, Heather.
Okay. Yes. And even don't worry about English not understanding because even English speakers don't understand this the first go round. So no pressure. Okay. So, and everything that you're going to learn today, it's going to be the first time. I always give the example of when like electric vehicles came out, everyone knew what a car was, right? You know what electricity is. So you can put those together and go, new idea. But when you talk about blockchain and Web3 and decentralization, there's no data in here to pull on, right? Like that's totally new. So give yourself some grace, be patient with yourself. This is your first time and you don't need to know as much as you think you need to know to play in this space. So hopefully we can bring you there. So quickly about myself, I started as a recreational crypto investor. So my husband and I had a friend who was a Bitcoin miner, which is like how they create Bitcoin. And through that, we had success investing. We created an institutional crypto fund that has grown. And then from that, I recognized that women were kind of left out of that, learning, participating. So I was like, well, I'm going to change that. And so created Wine, Women, and Wallets and was hosting these in real life and meeting the needs of the women in my community, whether it's they wanted to invest at a smaller level, they wanted to learn about how to build a business in Web3, or there's a run the gamut in Web3 of ideas that women come up with. And I'm there just to help assist in any way that I can. So once I met Nadia and a lot of other brilliant women, I said, well, they should be doing what I'm doing because they are brilliant and they have all these communities. And the only way to scale women participating in Web3 is a network effect, right? And so giving them the resources and tools to go be free and grow their own communities and networks. And that's how we're all here today, which is wild. So fun. From one happy hour I did, last year to here is just mind blowing, but that's how quickly Web3 moves. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is cryptocurrency, because this is the basis for everything, right? And actually, we're going to do, So when you hear the word cryptocurrency, there's a lot of different cryptocurrencies, okay? There's Bitcoin is probably the most popular. There is Ethereum, and then there's a multitude of others. But don't worry, you don't need to know them all. When you get started, I would stick with those two. Those are the easiest to wrap your brain around, the most information, and the most trusted. They're cryptocurrencies. So when you look at the proper definition of a cryptocurrency, this is where your mind might go, I can't. It's a decentralized digital money for peer-to-peer transactions. And that makes no sense, right? You're like, what in the world? So I'm going to break it down and why it's important, because now when you want to, if I want to send Nadia money, I have to use my bank, right? So there's me, there's an intermediary, a third party that has to maintain custody of my funds. They have my money, and then they send that money to Nadia. So in cryptocurrency, there is no intermediary, which means I own all my own money. It's all right here in my application. Nobody touches it. It's mine, and nobody else can have it unless I choose to send it to them. So that's like the power of Bitcoin. I can send it to anyone in Tunisia right now, right? I don't need SunTrust or whatever your banking institution is to greenlight it. I can just get your wallet address if you open one at the end of this, and we can send you some ETH right now. It's amazing. So let's break down the definition. Decentralized means there's no central controlling power like a bank or like PayPal. So there is no big server, right? So there's all of these little servers connected all over the place. There's thousands of them. I think Bitcoin has something like 12,000 now. Ethereum isn't quite as large of a network. And they're like little mini computers basically all over, and they're all processing the same transactions and validating them and going, okay, yep, that's legit. Oh, yep, that's legit. And there's mechanisms in place to make sure that stays safe. And we'll talk about that. But so instead of there being one big server that your bank has, there's all of these little ones that people who participate in the network use to verify the transactions. It's digital money. That's probably a little easier to understand. It's just an alternative to regular money. We talked about what peer-to-peer transactions are, and the two biggest kind are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And each cryptocurrency has its own blockchain. So we'll get into what blockchains are, but just know that for now, like Bitcoin has its own blockchain, and it has like those thousands of computers that are validating transactions. Ethereum has one where all those thousands of computers are validating transactions. And so anytime you see a cryptocurrency, you know that there's a network of computers making sure that those transactions are correct. And how they do that, there's two mechanisms. And don't get overwhelmed in this. Like I try and stop here to say, it sounds so confusing, but it used to be. I remember when my father got a credit card for the first time, and he was like, absolutely not. My bank thinks I'm going to put my money on this piece of plastic and wipe it through a machine. Crazy. I'm not doing that. And then over time, as people understood it's safe, people were using it, you're like, okay, it's legit and it's easier than carrying the cash. Losing it, he used it, right? And now everyone uses it. Although he does still carry cash most of the time. But the same idea is what you should put in your head about cryptocurrency. You don't need to know all of these details. I'm telling you them just to put you in a place of like a base understanding going, okay, this is legit. There's mechanisms that work to keep it safe, and it works. So now I can look at you, I can look at Nadia, who I trust, and go, okay, this is legitimate. I can invest in it. I can play with it, just to give you that comfort level. Unless you want to go off creating your own currency one day, these details really aren't that important, except to know that it's safe and it's legitimate. And so quickly, I'll talk about the two mechanisms for how these transactions and where all those computers are validating transactions. So there's two ways: proof of work or proof of stake. And staking means, this is the easier one, is basically the validators have to commit their own funds to the network. And if they make a bad transaction, they lose that money. And it's a lot of money. So it's a way to incentivize each validator to not make a bad decision or validate something that's incorrect, right? And proof of work is when you hear people talk about environmental issues. So proof of work means they're validating every transaction back from the beginning of the blockchain. So say there's 1 million transactions that have happened in one blockchain, then every time a new one is added, they validate all the way back to the original. And it's super secure. And why is that super secure? Because every one of those thousands of validators validates it back to the beginning, right? So for someone to go in there and try and make say steal someone's money, right? Or take over the network. First of all, they'd have to take over 51% of the networks, right? Like to make sure that they were all in agreement with what they were doing is wrong. And then they would have to validate back every transaction back to the beginning on all of those computers. And they equate it to something like the electricity of a small country just to do that one thing. It's not feasible. It can't happen. So just to give you a little bit of the science behind how that all works, but just know the mechanisms in place are safe, and that's how it works. So I'm sure there's a million questions, and I'll try and check the chat as we go. Okay, good, nothing yet. You don't have to know this. This is just you're like, okay, this is what crypto's for. It's and then move on, let it go, don't dwell. Okay, so now we'll talk a little bit about what a blockchain is. So now you know the crypto exists on it, right? So what the heck is a blockchain? So we talked about it, that network of computers, and they're validating the transactions. And what makes it even safer is all of these ledgers and blockchains are completely public. They're called open source. You'll hear it's transparent, and re-verified in perpetuity means that everyone from the very beginning is re-verified every time to make sure it's totally legit. So that's just a great way to explain, how it all works in the simplest terms. So hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Oh, I know an example I was trying to think of. I give this, if you all know what TikTok is, I'm sure you do. So an example for if you have TikTok on your phone as an application, if TikTok servers go down, like wherever TikTok keeps their servers, if that has a big fire and it's over, then we all lose TikTok. It's over. No more TikTok. But if TikTok existed on a blockchain on decentralized servers, then basically it would be like think of it like everyone who has TikTok on their phone has it has all of TikTok's information. So if my phone blew up and Nadia's phone blew up, TikTok's still fine because you guys all have a piece of it with all that information, right? So think about the scale of safety there, right? Of the decentralization, it's a big deal. It's why it's talked about a lot. And on the blockchain, we're getting to the good stuff. There's software programs called smart contracts, and a smart contract can execute any information. It could be ownership rights, and we'll talk about more detail, all the things. It could be membership, but it's just a little software, and it's executed. You type in some code and you say, this picture belongs to Nadia. It gets recorded. It's called immutable, which means you can't change it. Once it's on the blockchain, it's there forever, and it'll be re-verified to the end of the time, right? That it's there. So it could be ownership of a home. It could be ownership of literally anything you can think of. And why having those on the blockchain, these sort of contracts that are coded on the blockchain, is important is because in a traditional contract, you have to go to the courthouse, right? You have two parties, they have to argue, and you have, someone has to be proven right and wrong, and you have to fight for your money. In a smart contract codified on the blockchain, you have no need for a third party. So if I said to Nadia, I'm going to sell you my car for $1,000, and we codify this in a smart contract. As soon as the Ethereum is sent to that wallet, the smart contract receives it, then the title would be immediately sent to Nadia. There's no need for an intermediary. So when you think about things like real estate, think about all of the processes and the intermediaries for all of those titles and deeds. And there's people working on this, like trying to build out the software using smart contracts to bring these sort of really large contractual agreements down to much more simple codified. And it's coming, it's amazing. So those are just some fun ways to think about smart contracts. And then another use for a smart contract is probably why most of you are here, is because you've heard about NFTs. And an NFT is a non-fungible token. Non-fungible just meaning like the iPhone. Again, we can talk about the iPhone. My iPhone and Nadia's iPhone are both iPhones, but they're unique, right? Like Nadia wouldn't go, sure, I'll trade you iPhones. That's ridiculous. But if I had $1 and Nadia had $1, we could trade dollars. She might think I'm crazy, why I want to trade her $1, but she'd be like, sure, here's the $1, because they're in same amount of value and they can be easily exchanged. Non-fungible. Now, if my dollar had Elvis's signature on it or someone amazing, then I probably wouldn't want to trade Nadia my $1 because I just made it non-fungible because it has a unique value, right? So NFTs are just a type of smart contract that are stored on the blockchain. And those NFTs, just like a smart contract, can execute any of the things that we just talked about: ownership rights to music videos, membership tickets, merchandise, and it could even be access to get into somewhere. A really cool example is there's this restaurant in New York called Flyfish. And to have the right to make a reservation at that restaurant, you had to purchase Flyfish NFT. And those NFTs were thousands of dollars at one point. And that didn't even pay for your dinner. That was just to have the exclusive right to make a reservation to have dinner at that restaurant, which is wild to me. And how you would buy an NFT, like these CoinQueens we did like a cute NFT collection for all the women that joined our team. You buy them using a cryptocurrency. I priced mine in Ethereum. And most NFTs are on the Ethereum blockchain. There are more blockchains that are growing in popularity, but for the purpose of this conversation, we're going to keep it easy breezy at Ethereum. So you would buy the NFT using Ethereum and gas fees. And gas fees is just like a transaction fee. It's what all those computers are getting paid to validate those transactions. And those gas fees can be high if the network's busy, or low if they're all sitting around twiddling their thumbs. So, and the price of an NFT is dictated by the success of the community. So what that means is you could create an NFT today. Right now at the end of this call, you go, Heather, I want to make an NFT. And I'd be like, sure, let's do it. And then you could blast it out there and be like, it's $100 a piece. I'm going to be so rich. I can't wait. And then who's going to buy your NFT, right? So the price is set if there's a community of people that really want to buy it. Like that Flyfish example, those NFTs started going for thousands of dollars because there was demand to get into that restaurant. It was exclusive. People wanted to be in there, and that drove the price up. So that is kind of how, you can't just set a price and create an NFT and then people are going to buy it. There has to be some value behind it. And we talked about they designate ownership. And I like to bring up the Mona Lisa because people are always like, who cares? It's a JPEG. I can take a picture of your screen. Now I have your NFT, but you can go visit the Mona Lisa and you can walk out and get a print of the Mona Lisa. You don't own the Mona Lisa, right? You have a copy of it. So the idea being that you do own a copy of it, but it's not as valuable as the Mona Lisa, right? Because you don't have ownership of the Mona Lisa. So it's the same thing that an NFT does. It verifies ownership, which makes that all of a sudden that JPEG is pretty valuable if someone wants it. So they create digital scarcity, which can be great if the asset is in demand. So I did put in here it as a big opportunity for brands. We talked to a lot of businesses about how they can create sort of digital assets to incentivize their consumers to participate in different ways. But for the sake of today's conversation, we won't get into that. It is not currently user-friendly. And I put that in there because I don't want you to feel frustrated by the end of this when you're like, okay, I'm going to open a wallet, I'm getting in there. And then you're like, this is terrible. This doesn't work well. It doesn't. It's still, like there's a lot of, the user experience has a lot left to be desired, but there's something great to being early, right? There's something about getting in here, finding those valuable assets and making them yours, because then that value is going to increase over time. Okay, so what exactly are NFTs? So we're going to get into those a little more. And some of you might know this NFT on your screen. It is a Bored Ape. And these things sell, I think the floor price on them now is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have sold for millions of dollars. And why in the heck would anyone care to buy that ugly monkey picture for millions of dollars? So if you think about what you do now. Why do you buy a Gucci or a Louis or, wait, hold on, I'm going to mute. Someone's unmuted. I'm going to mute. I don't know how to mute everybody. Oh, if you're unmuted, will you mute yourself? Sorry. Okay. So if you wear a Gucci or a Louis now, why are you doing that? If you drive a Bentley or a Mercedes, why are you doing that? Right? It's a way to like dictate to your community something about you. Some people don't wear that. Some people want no makeup, more hippie, a more hippie outfit, you know, then that says something to your community about you. So people express who they are by the car they drive, by the way you decorate your house, by the way you do your hair. And we do that all in our in real life communities now. Now we all spend most of our time here on Zoom, here on our phones. And so now we all are creating this digital identity, and your digital identity will also do the same as your in real life accessories and purchases. It will express who you are to your community, to the people that you interact with. Nadia can express to people that she's a part of CoinQueens because she has the CoinQueens NFT background in the back. If someone has a Bored Ape as their profile picture in Instagram or on TikTok, it says to the community, I'm a part of this exclusive club, and it communicates whatever you want to take from inferring that they've spent millions of dollars on this JPEG. And so I believe, and most people in Web3 believe, that as we spend more and more time and as we develop our digital and virtual identity, things like NFTs where you can verify it's yours is going to become very important. Whereas I could put this Bored Ape picture as my PFP today, but on Instagram now, you can tell if it's mine. They have a way to verify if that's really your digital asset. So people could know if I just took a picture of it or if it's actually in my wallet, if I own it. And I think that kind of digital flexing is what I like to call it, is going to be important over time. And I think it is a social currency now already. It has already become, you have celebrities who are buying these, right? So it's the same as like a yacht or a car, just the idea of expressing, you know, wealth. And I think they are definitely going to become an asset class, just like fine wine, fine art, luxury goods. And while we are not all actively participating in the metaverse now, Nadia is going to change that. But there's also support for things like charity, which I've created NFT collections for charity. There's just social networking, how Nadia and I got to be here to all of a sudden gather this room full of amazing women to learn about a new technology. There's so much opportunity to use this technology, and we're just touching the iceberg of it. So these are some more ideas of ways where NFTs can be utilized. And so film and TV, one of our CoinQueens works with Al Pacino's daughter, Julie Pacino. She just did an NFT collection to fund a movie. So basically she sold these digital assets and used those funds to help create a movie. And the people who bought the digital asset, the NFT, had, you know, access to go to like the VIP party before. I think they had some say in certain like costume design, or I think the hotel they did it in New York, a little bit about the setup there. So just giving people access to participate in her movie and not only fund it, but then participate in creating it, which is amazing. Music, a lot of musicians are using this as a way to maintain ownership and rights to their music and be able to sell it to their fans. And then fundraisers, like I said, I work with a charity called Kids Beating Cancer. We've created 2 NFT collections for them that have been very successful, and people can give their donation to the charity, and in return, they get this verified NFT, this digital asset that they can put on their social media that shows that they're a philanthropist, that they've given. They can put in a digital frame if they love it so much. So there are a lot of opportunities. The social media example, someone just asked a question. So using NFTs for social media. So like, for instance, on my social media, you can go on my Instagram and you can see, I wish I could show you, but it probably wouldn't show on my phone. When they verify the asset now. So it looks a little different. Let me see if I can show it. I don't know if it'll show. So on the screen, you're probably not going to be able to see it. So like, this is one of my, no, you're not going to be able to see it. It has a little check mark down on the bottom, and then the screen flashes. Like, it makes this like shiny, look to the picture in your Instagram. So it's just a way for people to know it really is yours and it's in your wallet. So if you were, say, an influencer in social media, and you're like, why would I want to sell this? Like influencers engaging with their fans. I'm sure there would be something special to depending on what what type of influencer you are, some sort of connection with your community. So you can create a limited collection of NFTs, right? The scarcity. And you could sell these digital assets, and you could tie any unique benefit to those digital assets that you want. It could be access to a private chat with you. It could be access to whatever it is. I don't, it would be very specific to think of. Like, for instance, I just did a proposal for a reality TV star. And so their show is on dining. So they go around to all these fancy restaurants and they eat, and then they get, it's like fun. It's like reality, but with like a little bit of storyline kind of built in there. And she's going to create an NFT collection for her fans, and using those NFTs, they'll have the opportunity to like zoom into a storyline call. So they'll get to give their opinions on like what the storyline for the future show will be. They can earn like swag, like a custom sweatshirt or something specific to that show. They can get signed, autographed, different items of their swag. And then they even have this red carpet event that like one lucky winner will get to go to this red carpet event that they're hosting. So it really is, think of it as a way to directly engage with your fans, and you're not paying, there's no platform fee. Like, you're going to create these, and then like, this is the fun of like the peer-to-peer, the decentralization. You create your NFT and then you sell it directly to your fan, and those funds come directly to you, and those are yours. There's no 30% on Apple or whatever the platform fees that you pay now. I mean, the marketing costs are zero. You're your own marketer, and you put it on your social to your fans that you have, and you reap all of the rewards. If you're a musician, it's amazing. And we can connect you to, there's some really cool musicians. Violetta is one. She like beat Snoop Dogg one week. This was like several months ago, but she on the charts and directly selling her music to her fans. It's very cool. I could talk about that slide for forever. And then I'll spend a little bit of time here about brands. So that was kind of like a little bit more about personal, but here we're going to talk about blockchain for brands. So if you are a brand or a business, you are currently connecting, you have a go-to-market strategy, you have a marketing plan with how you funnel in your customers, how you acquire them, how you retain them, how you get them to spend money. And blockchain is not going to make that go away. So I feel like people need to understand this is just like an enhancement. Like Web3 is going to enhance what you currently do with your brands. It is not going to replace it at all. It's a new context of use, which means new business opportunities. And for me, I think about it as the holy grail of brand loyalty programs, because you have this immediate access to your consumer or your fan, and you can see what works, you can see what is incentivizing them, and they get to have input on it, right? Like, how fun for someone who has, let's say, Disney or even Adidas. Like, we have this Adidas example here, who loves Adidas, and you get this opportunity to design with them or have input. I mean, talk about engaging, like, and keeping your fans, like, that's next level. So the idea that you're building a community around this token, around this NFT, allows your community members to participate, and you can, like it says there, align your incentives of all of your customers, because typically now I think marketing makes people a consumer. Web3 will make them individuals. It will allow for each individual identity in that brand to be revealed, and for brands to take advantage of that. And it'll be mutually beneficial, right? It's going to work best for both. And I think brands are going to have to change a little bit the way that they're marketing and the way that they're engaging with their consumer, but it's going to only be better. It's going to be better. And then the blockchain, like I said, where it goes on and on forever, right? So all of those past actions, all of those current behaviors, your preferences, who your brand loyalty are for, are all there recorded. So thinking about, I give this example, if I'm a new coffee shop moving into a city, I could look and see what's like the best coffee shop in America. It's Starbucks. Nadia was like, we don't have those. So whatever like the most popular, let's say, cafe is in your city, if I'm a new business coming in, I can say, oh, look at all of these people who have these loyalty programs with that amazing cafe, I'm going to airdrop them. You have access to them. I could just drop in their wallet a token to have free coffee at my shop for a week. I mean, how amazing is that, right? Or if you're a gym and say you're moving into a city, and how am I going to get customers? Before you're emailing, you're, mailing, you're doing all these things. Now you're going to go, oh, look at all these Gold's Gym or Lifetime Family Fitness, whatever the gym is. And you go, I'm going to airdrop them all a month free to my gym. I mean, amazing. It's just amazing. So I think it's a really unique opportunity for brands, not just personally for investing or musically as a musician or influencer, but for brands, the opportunities are endless. And it's really fun to see how they're innovating. And so these are just some of those things. Okay, now we'll talk about some NFT projects. And Nadia, if you want to talk about any of these, please jump in, because I know you know many of them. We don't have to talk about each one. If you want to talk about Boss Beauties, you can, Nadia. I'll quickly do. You're going to learn more about Miss O Cool Girls. I'm good friends actually now. I've become with the founder, and she has an amazing giveaway for everyone that is here today who opens a new crypto wallet. So we'll talk about that. And she is really focused on educating girls because they are the future, and saying, how can we educate them now, keep them safe in Web3, because we don't even do a great job keeping them safe in Web2, but how do we keep them safe into Web3 and empower them with the tools so that they can become coders, or they can become developers, or they can become artists in Web3, right? Like, this is the time now. So really unique. And then my BFF on the other side, they are a really celebrity backed program that was trying to onboard women to Web3, and they're creating this really unique kind of loyalty. They have all these different businesses that kind of want to enter Web3 but aren't sure to do it themselves. So they're offering these sort of discounts and different perks for holders of this NFT. So if you hold this NFT, you get to unlock all of these different, maybe 20% off at a great clothing line, or maybe get some free nail polish from another, like Olive in June, or so just they're kind of like playing with loyalty rewards with brands. And then Nadia, do you want to talk about Boss Beauties? Because that, if you guys have seen Nadia, you probably know that's her PFP, so now you just changed it and they're on the next slide. We'll talk about them next.
So yeah, big story. Like I'm thinking now I have to have one PFP with all of them, just to tell you that they're not just JPEGs. These are like backed by big founders, people who got involved in the ecosystem, and they're women. And they founded these collections just to onboard more women. And for example, the fact that you own one of their NFTs. So I got that one. I just love pink and I feel like she looks like me. So this type of projects, that's what they do. They're called PFP. So it's for you to use it as a profile picture if you don't want to show your face. So, and that's a good thing too. If you want to onboard in this, it's all about what you want to bring to the table and what do you want to put. So it's not about, if you don't want to show your face, you can do it all behind a JPEG. Most of people didn't know who I am. They're my friends. They would see my page, but they don't even know who I am until lately, when I felt more confident and more comfortable to, okay, like ready. Now, if you want to call me, you want to ask me about this, or if you have any question or anything, I'm ready for you. So this, it's one of the 10,000. So they have 10,000 pictures. Each one of them will represent like a different position of like professional. Some of them are like doctors, judge, and like just represented in different like features. So getting one of these will give you access right away to this Boss Beauties communities, which I love the founder because she was doing all her like big talks and every seminar she went to, she was holding her baby. Every podcast she's in, she has her baby, she's nursing her baby and she's talking. And being a new mom, having a baby, that just like, okay, Nadia, you can do it. It's possible, because I did not see myself with a baby doing anything else. I was in hospitality management, and there is no way I can think of my baby and me doing the job. So this sparked that feeling where I'm like, okay, like if I follow this, then I can do what she's doing, which is at least learn something and share it with being comfortable. I don't have to just adjust myself to that business. I can be holding my baby. Now, most of the women, when we're doing these conferences or like Twitter spaces or talks, you will hear babies, you will hear like, you know, just like normal life. There is no, when you go to these communities, there is no filter from your professional life to this. You go in with everything, your background, your accent, your what you learned, and you're just accepted. She talked about the Miss All Cool Girls, which we also know the founder. She's amazing. I was just speaking to her. She offered actually for this group. So when we create your wallet, we will be sending for 10 women some Ethereum. Ethereum, it's a cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin. Just so you can maybe start getting, like, trying to get some things. And also we'll be doing the $100 for a wallet. So they do all this just to encourage people to trust the system, to like, this is for women and girls. So there is no second thought of this can be a scam or anything. So that's what shows it.
Yeah, the whole idea for she has a Girl Who Mint fund, and it's just trying to get girls at the forefront, right? Like everyone says women empowerment, but it takes money to get people involved in this, right? You have to buy an NFT to participate in Boss Beauties. That takes money to be able to purchase. And so if you want to talk about empowerment, like, they are doing it. She's like, fine, we've created this fund and we're going to use that to get girls and women in this space, because if we want to change the face and the demographic of this new technology revolution, which is always typically run by men, then we're going to have to put some money behind it, right? Do we really mean it? Are we going to commit to it? And they do, and they're amazing. So, and there's a lot of projects. I'm not going to talk about all these just because I know we're coming up on the hour and I want to be respectful, but World of Women is amazing. They are one of the first female PFP, like she said, which means profile picture, because this is something you would, you know, set as like your Instagram photo or whatever. And it shows these are expensive, these are an original. So there's, you know, some status to that. Plus you have access, like I'm going to be at Art Basel in Miami, and they're going to be throwing a gala. So if you're a holder to this, you get to go to the gala. And on Boss Beauties that she was just talking about at NFT NYC, which was a conference, we had access to go to a Kesha concert, at a private Kesha concert. It was unreal. So there are a lot of, like, you know, dreaming up, you're like, talk about when you, so I forget who asked, sorry, about the social media. I mean, literally the opportunities are endless. You put what utility and what benefits and perks you want to deliver into that, and it can all be coded in, and it's amazing. So we'll skip most of these. And okay, so this slide is just, I want you to think about, you've heard a lot, right? You've taken in a lot, and maybe your brain is like a coding developer type of person. Maybe you're an artist or a musician, or maybe you just like to collect. There are people who just like to collect these and belong and be in the communities and help support other women who are the artists or who are the creators. So there's kind of a place for everyone, and you just need to take it all in and go, who am I going to be in this? And you don't have to decide right away, right? Like, play a little bit. If you decide to open a wallet today and like join a community, that's a great way to do it. Just spend time learning and being around other women who are, and what Nadia said, it is a global community. There is no one type of woman. There is no one type of language. It is all around. Web3, when they say is 24 hours, it's because there's someone up 24 hours across the world on there. You can plug in any community at any day and be chatting away. It's amazing. So we've developed, so CoinQueens Circle, sorry, I skipped right past that. So through CoinQueens, knowing that there's a lot of women who we are introducing these big ideas to in 1 hour, we started developing a platform just to help onboard those new women to the ideas and get more comfortable. So we're all in there, and everyone has different industry backgrounds, whether it's marketing, hospitality management, or metaverse building like Nadia. There's definitely UI, UX, there's investors. And so the idea was to have a place where women could go and be asked questions. There is no dumb question. We're still learning. The technology is still changing. So it's a place to go It's a desktop app. It's on your desktop or it's on your mobile. Ask questions, learn. I even post job opportunities, which these are international job opportunities because they're mostly remote. So there's no shortage of hiring right now in Web3. The talent, they need it all. Like they need community managers, which are people who are moderating and introducing people to the brands. They need engineers, they need marketers, they need everything. So you can jump in there and see what's available. And then there's even brands that are building, just looking for people to collaborate with or join their team to help them build. So CoinQueen Circle is kind of an all-in-one platform that we've been building out just to help the new to Web3 women not be overwhelmed. And if you scan the QR code, it should take you to a link that you can enter your email address and your name, and then you can join CoinQueen Circle. And we're all in there, and you can ask any question. Like I said, there is no dumb question, or you can go through the resources, look at the job boards, just hang out, do whatever you want to do. We would love to see you in there. So that is that. And we can send these out. We can do an email. When we're done, we'll do an email out with anything that was included in here that's important. Okay, so the Girls Who Mint Fund, you don't have to scan that QR code on the bottom. That is just links to Miss O Coral Girls website. So you don't have to scan that, but that we already kind of talked about this, but they are offering $100 of free Ethereum to how many girls or women, Nadia? Did you say 10?
So it's
one.
Is it 10? 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
So whoever opens, and I'll get to the opening a wallet part in a minute, but whoever opens a wallet today, you'll send us, we'll send an email. You'll reply to the email, send us your wallet address, and we'll put them in a raffle situation, like generator thing. And then 10 of those new wallets will receive $100 value of Ethereum. So you can use that to buy your first NFT. And you could maybe Miss O Cool Girls is one you want to mint and support, and that's hers. So this is the big stuff, and you don't have to do this right now. You can screenshot this if you want, and I'm going to talk about why there's that 12 blank spaces. This is very important. So MetaMask, this is your crypto wallet, and this is where you store your money, just like you have a wallet, right? So your currencies will be stored in MetaMask, and you'll use those to buy your NFTs, right? So typically, when you buy a large amount of a cryptocurrency, you're going to do it in a place like an exchange, which equal that to your bank. Okay. So like you would go, if you're going to like, buy or pull out $5,000, you don't do that on your debit card, right? You do that in your bank. So the same in MetaMask, you can buy currencies like small amounts, like for what you're going to, if you open a wallet and you're going to receive $100, you can do this all within your MetaMask. So for today, this is where we're living. We're living in MetaMask. So you download MetaMask. And when you do that, it's going to ask for your name and some other information. And then it's going to give you a 12-word seed phrase. It's totally customized. It's specific to you. And you have to write that down. And then I want you to write it down again, because if you lose this seed phrase, then you lose your digital assets. Because while it's great that you have total ownership of your money now, it is all yours. And I can send it to Nadia, or I can send it to someone in Tunisia. That means I have self-custody, which means I have sole ownership. So if I lose it, it's gone forever, right? So if I lose the seed phrase, I can't recover my digital assets. There's no calling the bank and going, hey, I forgot my password. I need it reset. There is no bank. This is yours. You are the bank now. You're in control, which is amazing benefits, but also risk. So you have to be smart. So write it down, put it in two places that you're not going to lose it. So then if you get a new phone, or you lose your phone, or your phone just goes kaput, you can just download MetaMask again on your new phone. You put in this seed phrase, and then all of your assets come back to life. So that's that. Okay. So, and like I said, I will put this in, we'll put this in like a nice email for everyone to like some high level points about security and all that. This is just like the introduction, like part. So, but this is it. Like if you download that and you buy, $50, you're now all of a sudden you own cryptocurrency. You are a Web3 woman. You're going. Okay, so we talked about this CoinQueen Circle and MetaHers. Well, we haven't talked about MetaHers. So we talked about CoinQueen Circle, which is what that is. So Nadia, if you want to talk about MetaHers, I'm going to pass it over to you. There's a few slides that Nadia has. So I'm going to let her run with it. Do you want to share your screen here, Nadia? Just because I have to, just in case you, that way you can be in control of clicking.
I think I'll do this quickly and then you can pass it along to the last one.
Okay.
So MetaHers was founded about a year ago. And the idea was, of course, as a woman, anyone who will get involved in this will experience the same thing. Once you learn it, you just want to teach it because you feel like you already know something that's valuable, something that's working, and you just want to share it with everyone. So instead of doing it on my own, I went back to Tunisia last April, and I met with amazing women. Actually, like I started there, like sharing the value of the community, the NFT, what it is. And I had like few of them who stayed with me, learning through the process and trying now to take MetaHers to the metaverse. So that's the main idea behind it, is for us all to be in the metaverse. The metaverse is simply a 3D world. It's an immersive experience you get in when you wear those headsets. And it can be, you can choose any environment you're at, but MetaHers made it only for women, so it is easy to get in there. The first time I remember when I was trying it, there were kids, there were some people bothering. So it's new. It's exactly like if the phones, when we had first the phones, I remember you would call a stranger like random number, or you would text a random number because we're just like trying these. So the same thing with the Oculus, but since it's like a more immersive experience, you have your whole self as an avatar. So it really like affects you more. So I made it this as a safe space to work there, to learn new things. And at the end of the program, we will have a graduation ceremony there. The good thing is you don't have to have the Oculus. It is now going to the browser. So that's what they announced, Meta. It's now accessible through the browser or on your phone. So even if you don't have it, you can access and you can watch from the phone. And yeah, that's the idea behind MetaHers. And so Olfa is a Tunisian, maybe most of you know her. After getting involved in this and like learning so much, I started reaching out to women that I don't even know, like influencers, like artists, or like, hey, do you want to learn about this? Some of them, I don't know, they think I'm spamming them. Some are like, hey, what are you talking about? And then I explain, she's like, nah, I don't get you. Like, okay, fine. Like, that's the thing. You need an hour at least to get the mindset, the idea of it. So Olfa was so responsive. I saw her in Faza magazine where she was talking. I was like, this girl, if she doesn't know about it, like it's my time to find someone who we can use this right away. I contacted her, do you want to learn? And she right away, she's like, yes, I wanted to learn, but I found a guy who was helping me. He just did the wallet and OpenSea, but I'm stuck there. I'm like, exactly. It's a whole journey. You want to do it like step by step with someone next to you, especially if it's a woman, and it's not something that you will give it to somebody else to deal with it. Do not give somebody else to open a wallet for you. Don't let somebody else make an OpenSea account, because it's the whole idea is about us having ownership in the digital world. So the ownership, since it's in the blockchain, it starts on who deployed that first, who claimed the ownership of that content. It can be your music or video or anything. So make sure that you, that's the thing, that's what she did. And honestly, I let her speak. She did amazing things. She comes now with me to Twitter spaces. She talks, she gets invited. People like love her. And I'm like, yes, this is the best feeling. If I let you talk.
Hi, everyone. So I think that you said it all, almost. It's okay. So I see some of my friends here. So hi, everyone. But for those who doesn't know me, I'm Olfa. I'm 25 years old from Tunisia. I studied graphic design. I majored in it. And now I'm a digital artist in my country. One of the first, actually. So now I'm an influencer. I have my own brand and company called Olfus, based on my illustration, and I print them in different products like t-shirts or mugs, and I sell them on my website. So I'm also a motivation speaker. I usually go to unis to motivate students to follow their dreams, no matter how hard the journey can be. Also now I'm a graphic designer and digital art instructor. And recently I just made, like Nadia said, my broadcast with Faza to talk about different subjects like mental health or camp, but through art. And I recently joined Web3 through Nadia, which is amazing. So it was like a month ago. I was able to create my Web3. I was able to create my wall first of all. After that, I was able to create my NFT collection, which you are seeing right now in the screen. So it was amazing. After that, I was able to join Twitter. So I connected with a lot of women. And it was like beautiful because you can share a lot of stuff, you can connect, we can like be here for each other. So it was amazing. And after that, I was able to even create my virtual gallery, which I didn't even thought about before, never. So it's like amazing because you can do a lot of stuff, connect with a lot of people, do like even be here with a lot of whom. So it's like about community. So I think every one of you should be part of this. So I'm here to put this example because I'm so proud of it. And the best of it, it's only the beginning. So yeah, so I think we should all be connected together and do a lot of stuff in the future. So yeah, thank you.
Good point, Olfa. I think you said it so right. Like the best part is the beginning, because after like you get obsessed that I want to do work. Like you start taking it seriously. But that's why we enjoy onboarding other women, because every time we see it through the lenses of like new women. It's not the deep, working on a project or anything. Whenever we connect, we really like leave the experience again and again. And I hope each one of you can do the same thing. Heather, I know you have to go. I know you have
oh, that's okay. I don't mind this. I mean, Olfa, is so nice to meet you. I'm so proud of you, like jumping in and like just going full steam. And it really is addicting, right? When you realize the power and the ability and the access to everybody, it's just like mind blowing and it's amazing. So I'm so proud of you for jumping in. I'm so like honored that Nadia was like a part of our team and like you're a part of this now. It's just, this is what it's about, right? Like giving you guys the tools and resources just to go build your own empire. Go do, this is like what women empowerment is. This is how you change it. Not just the fact that you're buying something, but using it to build something for yourself. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So Nadia has done an amazing job with what I've been in the Oculus and Horizon world with her. It will blow your mind. And she's offering, a program, a mentorship program for that. So Nadia, I'll let you talk about that. And then I do have to log off. So I'm going to let Nadia finish, but I'm so honored to like get to introduce this to ladies in Tunisia. Like almost makes me like want to tear to be like, how did I go from my little community here in Florida? And then I'm on this big call with you guys. So cheers, enjoy, and thank you, Nadia, for bringing all these women together.
Thank you so much, Heather. This, for me, it will stay history no matter what. Like I'm sure I might rewatch this in 10 years. So, okay. I know maybe it's a little bit overwhelming. You heard a lot. It's overwhelming for someone who's fluent in English. So I can only wonder if you don't speak the language fluently and you still want to get a hint of this, you still want to understand it. So that is why I did the 3 weeks in Web3 mentorship program. So for all those who attended today and only those who attended, you will be part of a group. I will send you a token after you open your wallet, and you will be part of a group to take you from 0 to 100. My 100 is going and being comfortable using Web3. If somebody in the street tells you what is an NFT or anything, you have an answer, you can talk about it. And then from there, it is your effort that it's either you can take it seriously and get more involved, or at least you know what it is. And you can go back to it even in a year. So this program will be for 3 weeks. Week 1 will be about mindset, what is blockchain, how to use OpenSea, what's the idea of the community behind all this, like why is it so focused on community, how to join this community and how to create your own community, how to stay safe. There are a lot of scams, there are a lot of spams. It's normal, even the dollars we printed, even the dinars is also like they're fake ones. So that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that there are a few things that you have to go through, and then you will learn how to be safe and like avoid a lot of like spams. Week 2 will be all about how to Dior means do your own research, how you will go and understand this project. So every NFT you hear of is a big, there's a big project behind it. It's not just a picture. So there are ways to understand what's behind that picture. What does Boss Beauty do? What Bored Apes? Oh, yes, okay. Why is it $100,000? It's not just a picture or the flex. It's also because they give mentorship programs. They have, or like they're one of the biggest communities who started this. So there should be something that justify why that NFT, you see it everywhere and it's beyond whatever presentation you see, like the art. How to DAO. DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. We will get into this in the program. If I start now, I might not stop. How to mint is how to deploy your first NFT in the blockchain, how to create your own collection, how to sell your NFT. And your NFT can be related, like she said. So it can be art, it can be also a representation. Think of it as a membership card to whatever service you offer or product you have, from clothing to mentorship programs. This is why I'm doing this 3 weeks program, just to show you how I am using the blockchain technology to do all this. It's not costing me anything besides my time. But this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I love doing. And this is what I love to share with each one of you. This, you can do it from anywhere. Sending the tokens, and then you can just have a token and say, if you have this, you can have 1 hour with me talking about whatever, coaching or training you do, or you can get this product, or you can get this art, or you can get this. It depends. I will be talking, that's why I will be putting people in programs. So I'll be talking to each one to see what they do. And my, honestly, like my joy now is, and like the challenging part that I am enjoying is how to transition those businesses to the Web3. And it's not me on my own doing it. I have groups like where I go tell them, hey, we have this, how do we do this? And they also, people like Heather, they enjoy just helping, and all the programs now to do this, they're all free. So this is, imagine it's exactly like the internet in the 1990s. It was new, it takes time to log in, you have to put like cables and like numbers and everything. There are some people who started using it. Some people started using it back then and now they're builder in it. Some people were just like, okay, let me just understand this and play with it. So now it is your choice. You can either just understand it or take it to till the thing stopped. I have it on my phone, it's okay. Or just take it with you as something to empower you in your like professional journey. The last thing for week 3, it would be the metaverse. It is a fun part of Web3. That's where you can bring any business you have to the metaverse, not necessarily with the Oculus. You can do your space, your business, your boutique, or anything you have. I don't know. Heather, are you talking to us? Heather, you're on mute. I'm not sure. So it's to so you will have your space in the metaverse. So it can be just an office. Let's say it can be like a studio. And that's where you can invite other people, and on the phone you will see each other, you will have avatars and interact. And that space, think of it as the new website. Everyone now has a website. Now you can do something similar to the website, and it's also free. You create your own space. I have the tools. I have all the places where to create these things, and it does nothing will be asking you for $1 to create these things. That's why I'm also myself doing it for free. So then we'll talk about the land ownership and the virtual worlds, and then you will be building your own metaverse world and launch it. That's where we will be having So, like I said, there's a big thing about community in Web3. So if you work on your own, you will not make any effect. as if you are in a group of people who appreciate that, share that and everything. So any work that will come from my group, I will be sharing it in all the communities that I'm in, and I will be proud and happy saying, look, this woman, she did this, she did this. So this is the new marketing in Web3. It's about what you put, how you're using this, and people recognize that, and they know that it's hard to get in. It's hard because it's not user friendly yet. Everything, that's why they're 80% of them are 85% of them are men. Women are a minority, like 5% of women own NFTs. That's insane, like in the whole entire world. Like even if I'm in Newport Beach in California, most of women, they do not understand like NFT, metaverse, Web3. Oh, you're a tech girl. I'm like, no, I swear I'm not a tech girl. Oh, finance. I am not in finance. So that's the thing. Any profile now can really like use this and play with it. And then at the end of the 3 weeks, we will have like a graduation ceremony in the metaverse. We will be streaming it, and we will get a token, which means that okay, now you are Web3 ready. Like I can go to Twitter. It doesn't mean that somebody will come and ask you professionally what's NFT and expect you to explain it. I honestly took 6 months to be able to explain what an NFT is. Not explain it, but I'm like, okay, I still don't get it. Non-fungible token, okay. Blockchain, okay. But like, you have to get so involved to see all the projects around this that you will have an answer to every person, where you're like, okay, you're in social media, so actually you can do this, because people, they're not looking to learn just definitions, enough what we have to add stuff. So they want to know how to use this, how do I benefit from all this. So let's say when you open your wallet, I hope you took screen, or I think we'll send an email with the header to everyone who attended today. So it will be step by step on how to open your wallet, or we can also do another call where I can like guide you for 15 minutes until you open your wallet, and I take you from there. So honestly, this might feel like a normal event to most of you, but for me, this is a big milestone because I've been trying to like getting ready to do this for so long and never felt ready. And I felt like, okay, like, how is it going to happen? Until I met Heather, and until also I met Olfa, and I met Roslaine. I don't see her in the call, but I met women who actually linked all these for me to be able to then like spread it wider, and each one of you can do the same thing in your own world using this technology. So I think I don't know if anyone has a question first. Please, like, unmute yourself. We're all women here. Let me see. We're all women. Put your cameras. I want to see your faces. So how they create a wallet. Oh, so the one, no, there's no stupid questions. Of course, I still ask. I go to spaces and I just try to ask questions that will at least take me somewhere else. It's not about, that's the thing. There's no stupid question. Like everything has an answer where it should take you to the next step where you have to worry about something else. We've done this so many times. So the wallet I can send, don't worry about it. Don't do anything now. I will send a step by step. It's very easy to follow, but on your own it will be hard. Like I know, like especially like it's like new thing that you need to use a certain browser. It doesn't work. It only works on Firefox and Chrome. You have to add the extension to Chrome, and you have to. So don't worry about this. As long as you have the intention to stick and understand, like that's my most desired outcome, to help you in any way I can. I do this all day. 9 hours, I'm in the computer, on the phone, just looking for connecting with women in this, and I'm like enjoying so much. So if you have questions, like I will also do a group chat where we can talk with each other, and you can ask your questions there, or if you have anything, you're not certain about something. So I'm very grateful to everyone who is here because this cannot, like the idea that I have in mind cannot happen if I did not have anyone. Even with all the knowledge that I have now, my mind is just taking me to a place where, Nadia, look for people who will get this and enjoy the same thing, where you will feel like I was working and I found myself staying at home after having my baby. And I was like, what are my options? What are my odds to really stay the same active girl before with the big dreams? I came from Tunisia here to get my MBA in hospitality. And then I'm like, really? I'm going to stay home not doing anything? And I browsed the whole like world, like the internet. I really went to like caves, to MLM, to affiliate marketing, to like crazy things to find the one place that can fulfill that, and it is honestly Web3. If you can start today, if you are in the right communities, you can just have answers to all your questions. Like women are on spaces, they're just like, please ask questions. Like, we are here, just tell us your story. What do you want to know? What do you want to do? It's all about how committed you are to make this happen for yourself. And if it's not now, you will find yourself in 2 years being involved, either you like it or not, either because you found someone who is known, who you like and you're fan of, who's doing an NFT, and they're like, okay, now it's gonna become at some point inevitable. Like we see all the brands, Chanel, Adidas, Starbucks, like all the brands, they're in it now, and it is for a reason. I saw, so please, yeah, I said if anyone has a question,
I'm gonna answer them in the discussion. You can talk.
Perfect, thank you. But if anyone has a question and I want to hear your voices, please, like, feel free. This is the best part of the NFT and Web3. It takes you to a place where you should be feeling safe. I'll be honest, today I dressed up because it's an event. I don't know most of the people here. It's Tunisia and US and everything, but day to day, I do it, you cannot recognize me. Robe, my hair is like this, I look like shit. And that's why I love doing this. So this space is about connecting you to a community where you can feel so comfortable being yourself, but also getting shit done. It's not just, okay, we're gonna hang out or all that. No, it's like Heather said, women empowerment is not just a subject you talk about, it's something you really do. So if I would be happy with, I just see the number 17s and I'm seeing names of girls that I never met before, I don't know. And it just, to me, I'm like, okay, if I had this call, I wished for a call like this before when I entered Web3, because I did not enter through women. I entered through guys, bros, and they're buying necklaces and weird stuff. And even when you are in the chat, they're, hey bro, hey what? So I'm like, I want this, but I don't like this energy. Until I found myself into those groups, I'm like, yes, this is fun. Now we can now it's like a classmate that I get to choose to put my besties. So yeah, let's see if I'm gonna get my first second for that. Yeah, sure. You have my Instagram. I have my MetaHers, or my personal one is Nadia_BB. Put them here. Yeah, so that's what we will be doing. We'll be creating. The whole point is also, when you get the mindset, you will be playing with this tool. It's not about, oh, I can do an NFT collection, so let me do it. No, it's about understanding your why. Why do you want to use that NFT? Oh, because I don't have to pay commission to anyone. And because Facebook or Instagram, if I put my stuff there, I am in competition with so many other products and so many other services. So now you're getting into a niche. So you are not, I'll say the truth, Facebook or Instagram, we're trying so hard to put content there. And they say it has to be organic to push you and all this. We are working for Facebook and Instagram. If you follow all that, you're working for them. You know how you are not working for them? If you get your phone, do an ad and choose your target, pay whatever it is, and then send it to them. Send it to whoever you want. Instead of trying so hard to get those likes or, you know, like things on Instagram where it's not taken us anywhere. That stuff, it's just about the number of likes doesn't mean anything. The interaction with the content, unless you're selling something, it doesn't mean anything. But if you still build something in Web2 and Instagram, and you have community and you have people who are following them, who are following you, it will be so easy for you to use this blockchain because it will be no competition. And then you go advertise for it on Instagram. That's where you can, for example, for me, my page is small. My MetaHers page has 300 people. But when I thought of doing this event, I sponsored the event. I put Tunisia, woman, age between this to this, interested in this and this. And then I see people like it got to 20,000 reach. What's the other way for me to do it? It's to post every day, every single day, and work for Instagram, and I cannot do that. So this is your solution to get out from the, like that, how do you call it? Like the hectic competition that's already full, and it got to a point where everything now is managed by bots. You're competing with some bots. So what's different? Web3 is about you, yourself, your voice, what you learn, what you bring, being genuine. Like Olfa, she's so loved with Web3 people, even though it's been just a month that she's there. Like she goes talk, and I have people like contacting me telling me, wow, she's amazing. So what she did, it's because in a month she learned, she did her collection, she drew an art inspired by that word, and she did her metaverse space, and she's sharing every day. So the reward is that, you know, she's recognized in a group where exactly there's no competition. They just come. Like it will not be the same reach on any social media platform. Yes, Fadwa. So yes, she is amazing. So
yeah, but you helped me a lot also, Nadia, so that's like a lot thanks to you. So yeah,
honestly, the thing is, you also were looking for it, so it happened. Yeah,
of course you have to be motivated,
exactly,
or else you don't belong here. If you are a lazy person, if you don't want to go through the process, if you get bored, and also no, it's you have to, you have to be active.
Yeah, at least do things with the intention to. That's why I did the 3 weeks program, so you will not be like right and left not knowing what you will be learning or what's the outcome. This program will literally get you to a point where you can sit with people in Web3 and understand what's happening from all the sides. So there is a question about Tunisia and cryptocurrency there. I am well aware of that. I'm aware that there are some like cops arresting people because they're half crypto or something like that. I don't know. So here's me explaining to you what you are getting yourself into, and how there is no risk for you, by just explaining the blockchain technology. So every time I hear of a story, someone who is arrested there, I ask, but why? Like, why is this person arrested? This is a technology. This is better than opening a Facebook account. So it doesn't make sense that people are being arrested for this. Until I understood, it's because they're not understanding the technology. So even someone who tries to go and open the wallet and does some things, when they ask them, they don't have an answer. And maybe because they really got involved because of a shady thing. Because if you want to use this without understanding it, and you will be having $10,000 or 10,000 Ethereum in your account, it is weird. So what I want to say is, for us, the cryptocurrency is built on the blockchain. There is, the first one was Bitcoin, which was done in 2007. Bitcoin, you can only transfer it as a currency. And then Ethereum came. Ethereum is the one where you can do smart contracts and NFTs. These two, if you want to interact with them, you need to have some money in your account to pay the gas fee. The solution is, so which means if you are at the step where you want to put your own NFT collection, then it will ask you for a gas fee to post it. It happened that Olfa got so lucky, she posted her whole collection on Ethereum, and it did not ask her like even to post it to sell, and did not ask her for anything. But the alternative for this is to use a blockchain called Polygon, which is completely free. It is free to post your work. It is free for people to interact with it, unless you put a price. And if you put the price, it will be the currency of that blockchain, which is DAI, D-A-I. It has a value compared to the dollars. So you can go put your art, put the membership, put your music, put anything, and then you just give it a price in this blockchain. And then people will just buy, for example, if it's sold, whoever buys it, then you will find that currency, that amount, let's say 30 DAI, you will find it in your wallet. And then you can convert it to dollars. You cannot convert it, I think, to dinars, but you have to convert to dollars, and then from dollars to dinars. So this way, if you don't trade the cryptocurrency in dollars, yeah, exactly. Yes, so we're not trading. We're not doing any trading. I will be talking about it, explaining the trading part, but we're not here for trading. We're here to bring our businesses, our brands to the blockchain technology and use it and have a community. So you are safe, don't worry. And the best part is you will learn in a way that you will be able to answer these questions. If someone tells you you can be arrested, you can say, well, okay, to explain to me why, and you will already, because you will be understanding more. But there is no, I also have a lawyer that I'm asking and in contact with to make sure that I'm on the right road. So all good. Do you have any other questions? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the programs, but I am in at least 30 programs just here, at least 30. So I do encourage you, whenever you find a resource, anything that's offering courses, I think you should try it and see where do you fit in. But Sandbox is more like just the metaverse. This is different. This is like onboarding into the whole world of the NFT, Web3 and everything. Yes, please drop me the link. So the currency account, so your account, when you first make it, it will be empty, right? And then I do not expect you to put money, because I don't want you to go buy anything. After you put your work, then you will be making money, you will find it there. But you will not, you need money initially to start anything. Ethereum, yes, sometimes if you want to sell something, it will ask you for 50 cents or less than $1. But so still, you will need to convert and stuff, which is not allowed in Tunisia. So we will not be doing that. We'll be using Polygon, which is totally and completely free. Any one of you can create a token right now, put it at a limit, say, I want just 10. So that's why the tokens are valued. It's because you put a limit on them. You say, okay, it's 10, it's 20, it's 10,000. Because if it's just there, it changes a little bit. Then it's not a token anymore. Because if you launch your token, let's say Carla Sofia, I know she does mentorship for social media and everything. Let's say she made 10 tokens and she said, I have this program where in 2 weeks, I can show you how you make all your social media automated. And this is for women entrepreneurs. She will do only for 10 people. So, and if they're all sold, and let's say I found out about the program the day before and I asked her, hey, I want to join. You can't, you tell me you can. So she can go, I can go buy from another woman. So it's an asset. It's not a membership confirmation card anymore. So then those women can go and put the price. If there is a demand, that's how the floor price changes on these NFT collections. I can, let's say I bought it from her at $50. Now I see a lot of people wanting to do this, and maybe I'm like, I just want more money now. Maybe I'll do this again. I put it at 200. and maybe someone will be interested because they missed out on that opportunity, and because of the program is starting and there's no more. And every time that's sold, the creator makes money. So let's say if this blockchain technology existed when the Mona Lisa first came out, we will be still able to see who's the owner, because it will be in an open source in the blockchain. We can see who's the owner, who's buying it, who's selling it, how many transactions, and everything. So I think I don't want to make it too long. I honestly can spend 3 hours with you more, but I want to make it professional. Like, okay, I can keep on going. Yes, anyone here, I'm looking forward to do this program with you. I will be doing an interview one-on-one to see each one of you what she's doing. So then you don't have to wonder, or I'll bring you the recipe. And to me, again, I'm bringing this recipe from somebody else, from a musician or from somebody who's in social media and NFT already. And that's the best thing about Web3. It's the network that once you connect the people, everything, and the technology, then you're good to go. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. This, honestly, I've been trying to do this for so long, and I don't know, from yesterday, I'm trying to express how I'm feeling. I couldn't. There are no words for me to be doing this, to bring in Tunisian, to having American, to having Cara with her baby watching me. I'm like, wow, that was me. So I'm so honored. I'm so honored. So happy. Thank you, Fadwa, Azza, Rasha, Ahlem, Maisa, Ulin, Shayma, Sarah, Hadil, the baby, Khadija, Ephemer, Melek. Merci, merci, Kolkom. So yeah, we take it from, we'll send you an email, and we keep in touch. Merci.
See you soon, girls. Bisous.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.